and burn.
Hey everybody. So tonight I am looking to discuss, I don't know when this movie came out. I think it was 1992. And if I'm right, that is 1992's Stay Tuned with John Ritter and, what's his name? The pedophile there, the guy that had a thing for kids. He played the principal in Ferris Bueller. He was in Howard the Duck. Jeffrey Jones, I think his name is. He's in this too. And it's a cool movie. I saw this in theaters. I was one of the 12 people in North America who went and saw this in theaters. And it was like, I remember it really well because I was desperate to spend money. I was like, assuming I'm right, and this did come out in 92, I was in grade 7. And, like whatever it was, I don't know how I got the money. Of course, I didn't have a job. And I was like, oh, I gotta fucking spend it. I'm at the mall. I can't leave the mall without purchasing something, spending my money somewhere. And the movie didn't really appeal to me, but then I went and saw it anyways. I was there with a couple of friends, and we figured, yeah, all right, let's go see it. And it's not a bad movie. It's not a bad movie, but it's not a great movie. I could understand why this movie performed so poorly at the box office. If I'm remembering things correctly, I think it had a budget of roughly $15-20 million, and I think it failed to even take that. I think it only made roughly $15 million. And I get why, because there's not a lot going on. Once you get past the initial gag, and it's simply just a couple of people, John Ritter and his wife, they end up getting sucked into this place called Hell Vision because Jeffrey Jones, I believe his character's name is Spike, assuming I'm even getting his name right. I think it's Jeffrey Jones. It really doesn't matter. He shows up at their door and he sells them on this idea of this all new type of television, puts this sort of satanic satellite in their backyard and it sucks them into Hell Vision. And once they're in there, this is sort of like entertainment for demons, is they have to survive 24 hours in Hell Vision. But the problem is all of the sitcoms and whatnot that they find themselves in are designed to kill them. So again, the movie sounds really cool. Like it's all right. This is a simple plot, kind of like got like a Running Man vibe maybe. But the problem with it is the movie's too long. It's the joke of the movie is that they take current day TV shows and sort of reword them to make them satanic. Like, for example, at the end of the movie, when they're talking about when Hell Vision's like coming next season, just like during the end credits, like there's the Golden Ghouls, there's the Fresh Prince of Darkness, there's Beverly Hills 90666. There was like, instead of a Maxwell commercial, like for the cassettes, like the blank cassettes, like the cassette tapes, it was Max Hell. And what else was there? I wrote it down. There was Meet the Mansons. There was Dwayne's Underworld, which was a play on Wayne's World. The Exorcisist, which was an exercise show based around The Exorcist. There's the Home Shoplifting Channel, very clever. But the problem is Murder She Likes, Murder She Wrote. The issue with it is that's the gag, that's the joke. Oh, look, they're on some variation of Driving Miss Daisy. And now it's Driving Miss Satan or some shit. And that's it. And the action isn't crazy enough. I never really felt like the characters were in like any sort of real dire straits. I guess the consequences were there, but I never felt any fear for John Ritter or his wife. What the fuck are their characters' names? Roy and Helen. And I never really felt like they were in any real sense of peril. I always knew that, just as they were about to die, they'd get transported into the next satanic sitcom or whatever. And because of that feeling that I knew everything was going to be okay, and there's that lack of implied consequences, the movie just kind of drags. That's the issue with this. It's like, I felt that in the theaters. And the reason, too, another thing, it's on YouTube for free. I'll make sure that I put the link up. Somebody uploaded it illegally, or maybe the company, I don't know. Maybe it is legally uploaded. I have no idea. But it's free on YouTube, at least as of, what is this? February 21st, 2026. So it's free as of now. Now, whether or not that'll get pulled down, who knows? But it's hard to get through. I felt that sitting in the theaters. Like I haven't, like I still remember perfectly, like sort of like, you know, when you know the movie isn't going well because you kind of find yourself squirming, or maybe you get up and you feel like the need to sort of stretch mid movie. You start to like, you know, to sort of distract yourself from the fact that you're not enjoying the film as much as you thought you were gonna. But again, I kind of knew that going in because the whole time, again, I just wanted to spend money. I was so eager that money was burning a hole in my pocket, and I needed to give it to the famous players at the Pickering Town Center. I absolutely had to, and I did. And was I disappointed? Yes. But it is clever. Towards the end of the movie, John Ritter finds himself being sucked into a version of Three's Company. He screams, of course, which that in a lot of ways is quite possibly the best part in the movie. Chuck Jones is involved too, the animator. They turn into cartoons at one point, and it's of course done really well because Chuck Jones is involved. So that's really fun. But once that gimmick wears off, the whole Golden Girls Fresh Prince of Darkness thing, once that joke has worn out its welcome, the movie just keeps going. And there's a life lesson in there. Roy was feeling unfulfilled. He was a plumbing part salesman or something, kind of sort of underachieving in life. He used to be an Olympic fencer or something, and he finds his way back to the world of fencing. And at the end of the movie, he opens up a school for fencing because, you know, he's reinvigorated and he's all charged up and ready to live life to the fullest. And it's cute, but my fuck, is this movie a drag? And well, like I said earlier, once the novelty of the cleverly, satanically worded sitcoms wears off, there's not much left to say. And that's where I'm going to leave it because I don't want this to go forever because the movie wasn't that great. So, like always, thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little over 7 minutes while I discussed, I believe, the 1992 failure of a movie, which I get, and that is Stay Tuned, starring the late, great John Ritter. He's really fun in this. The cast of characters decent enough. The acting's awesome. I like the movie, feels inspired to a point, but I don't know. It's a tough one to get through. If you doubt me, try checking it out on YouTube. I doubt you will get through all of it. But yeah, so thank you so much once again. You guys are amazing. I'm going to go because Jesus fuck, I'm getting hot. Have a good night.